I started off by stretching my neatly washed hair. I wanted my hair to be stretched for this hairstyle, so I just did a mini stretch and then I tied it and went to bed. The next day I came up and did this hairstyle. I just didn't want the hair to shrink so much. I'll be using Eco Styler gel, petals gel as well. As you watch this video, I'll be explaining the advantages and disadvantages of using certain products. I'm also using some sheen spray from TCB and got to be glued, and then this rubber band pack. And I had these extensions that I used for a ponytail and it was left over, so I'm using it here. Now the reason why I stretched my hair was so that it would be easy for me to part, and I'll be starting off by parting my hair at the back from ear to ear, just for the back ponytail. And I'm going to put this hair out of the way. I know we have left rubber bands behind, but that's the only tie I could find. So now I'm going to part my hair in the sections that I would like my rubber band hairstyle to go. And I kind of did like a diagonal part, and because the comb I was using wasn't giving me precise parts, I used a needle, the bottom of the needle. Guys, please don't go and use the sharp part and say it's candid say you should do it to the bottom part of the needle. Now I'm making the other parts. I think that this method helps to get the parts out of the way and kind of reduce the work, because the parting is the hairstyle. So I always make the part with the other big comb, and then I come back and clean it up using this needle. Then afterwards I'll just put it out of the way using rubber bands. I'm going to post the hairstyle that inspired mine. She's here on YouTube. She said Rihanna inspired hers, but she inspired mine. And quite frankly, this hairstyle is not an easy one, but yeah, check out my parts. I think they are clean enough and they are precise enough, and it's time to begin the actual hairstyle. So I use some oil as lubricants for the rubber bands because I want them to have moving wiggle room. I don't want them to be so rigid that they will snag off my hair. So then next I'm going to start making the parts, of which I'm going to start the hairstyle with. So in this first one I made two parts, that's two sections I meant to say, and then I applied some gel. Now this is why I said don't rush and buy everything I am posting first. Watch the tutorial till the end. So I put gel and then I brushed the hair and I tried to tie it up with the rubber band, and I did actually, and I had to go like a couple rounds with the rubber band. But then I found out that this gel wasn't working out, so I switched to edge control, which is what the lady in the tutorial actually used. I was afraid to use mine because sometimes it leaves this white cast and I didn't want to have a white cast all over my head. So I started using edge control and I liked the results better. So if you're watching this and you want to try this hairstyle, I'd advise that you use a edge control that doesn't leave a white cast. I think that you can try Shine and Jam. It's just that it's a more expensive option, but it's one of the best. And I'm doing this to tighten it up if it is not tight enough. But guys, be very careful because rubber band hairstyle is not beans. Like, it can hurt you in like 3, 2, 1. So yeah, so I made the second section and I tried to show you guys how I connect the first and the second, but NEPA had other plans. They kept seizing the light. But anyway, all I do is reapply the edge control, take the first one and then join it with the second one by using rubber band to connect. Just make sure your hand is not too tight. And then after every section is completed, I'm just going to comb the back of my head and then tie everything with a rubber band and get it ready for the back section of the hairstyle. So I tied it and I kind of made it a bit tight. I was trying to consider the front too, because like I said, you need to be very tender with your hair. Like, this hairstyle can hurt, so you need to be very, very careful with the way you're tying your hair. So afterwards I just went on ahead to plait the back section and then I rolled it onto itself so that it will be ready for the extensions. Now, if you've been watching my hair tutorials, you would know that I love ease, always ease and comfort, and I do not usually use needle and thread to sew on my weaves. I just like to use something to fasten it onto the hair. So I applied some gel and then I did my edges, and there was not much edges to do anyway, but I just tried to lay whatever was remaining there. And then I used some got2b glue spray, and then I sprayed down my edges to keep them in place. I also sprayed the actual hair just in case any flyaways were moving. and the spray was meant to keep them in place. The next thing I also did was to apply some oil to the sections, because I didn't really oil my hair before I started this hairstyle. Then I went in with some sheen spray. Remember I told you guys that my edge control can leave a white cast, so this would help to reduce it. See what I was saying? NEPA has done it again. Anyway, I just took a scarf and then I tied it onto my head just to keep everything in place until I fixed the extensions. This is all that is left in the pack, and it wasn't as full as I'd have liked, but they were the only ones I had laying around. So I took a small bobby pin and then I fastened it onto the end of the weft, and I'm going to put it on my hair, like right on my own hair, not on that bun I made, because you do not want to be so uncomfortable. So I put it facing down, and after I felt like it was secure enough, I started to roll the weft around that little bun I made there. When I get to the end of the weft, I'm going to pull out some extensions, not just the weft itself, but like more hair, and then use it to secure that part that I just put on the hair. I think that's like the safest, less painful way to do this hair. And then next I'm going to do the same thing with the second set, and then I took out some more hair and then used the hairbrush to fluff it out, just so that it will be good enough to wrap and make that invisible ponytail to cover the weft. So I'm using this got2b spray, and as I'm spraying it, I'm taping down the extensions that I just fluffed out to give us that invisible hair look and to give it something to stick onto. For that last tail, I'm using a bobby pin again to fasten it onto the hair. So that's a total of 3 bobby pins that I used. And after I am sure that it has settled down, I am going to use my hands to fluff out the rest of the weave as opposed to a brush, because I don't want it to tangle quickly. And I think that's the end of the hairstyle. I just tried to make it as fluffy as possible, and this is how the back looks like. I think it's a cute little hairstyle, and then I added some makeup. What do you guys think? If you'll be trying this hairstyle, make sure to tag me on Instagram. Make sure to comment below if you like this hairstyle, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. You can check out the video where I stretched my hair in order to do this hairstyle, and remember to subscribe again before you leave, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.